To speak very honestly, I don't even know why this is even a debate, because to me, it really doesn't make sense that we should now be debating whether or not it's okay for a person to be in a relationship and have another friend outside the relationship of the opposite sex. How did we get here? Because I can tell you, I have never heard of issues where our parents or their parents before them would discuss such kind of issues of, your grandmother had this male friend of hers, or or not even my mother. I never heard stories like, no, your mother had this friend, this male friend. I've never been introduced to any male friend of my mother's by my father. I never heard him say any day, you know what, this is your mom's best friend. Been together with him for almost 30 years now. They've really been close. No, I never heard anything like that. But we're living in this generation that I personally think the culture of this generation has just come to decadence. It's just sad that now we have to debate some of the things that are just straightforward. How can you be in a relationship with someone and still insist on having a friend of the opposite sex outside those boundaries? What exactly are you looking for? What do you want to discuss? What do you want to talk about? What is it that is so important that you want to discuss with them that you can't discuss with your partner? Where do you want to hang out with them that you can't go with your partner? What is it that you want to talk about that you can't talk about with your partner? The idea of bringing this thing and making it so light and also trying to debate it is actually absurd. This is a problem why the relationships of nowadays are always a struggle. It's because we are always bringing in these people. We are always bringing in these strangers, these people. The person that your wife doesn't know is the person that you claim, well, we were together in school, we were together at campus, and now this is who they are. So we linked up and we were meeting and whatever. Oh, there's a friend of mine that we used to be together with on the Copper Belt. He's a friend of mine. She's just a childhood friend. So I'd like to link up with her and just catch up. Catch up on what? What do you want to talk? What do you want to catch up on with the person that is outside the boundaries of your relationships? To talk about what? How you used to spend time when you were young? How things are, or how their mother is, or how such kind of stuff is. How is that even your interest anymore? Let me tell you one thing. If you don't fix your past, it's going to come and it will destroy your present and consequently your future. Because if you are one that can never focus on where you are, you can't focus on your present girl. You have to keep looking behind. You can't focus on your present man. Every opportunity that you have, you want to look behind once in a while. The Bible makes it very clear that he that puts their hand to the plow and looks back is not fit for the kingdom. You get into this relationship and you hold this relationship and you look back at whatever it is that you left behind or whatever it is that you want to cut up. You are not fit to be in that relationship. And when you are in a relationship, you come to an understanding. You have boundaries. You set boundaries for the relationship and for each other. This is who we are. That's why when a relationship is starting, you have to sit down and talk about your values, your principles, and your morality. These are very important issues that you need to discuss. You can't get in a relationship like you're getting on a bus. The only important thing is where you're going to arrive at. No. Relationships don't work like that. You sit down and you discuss these issues with your partner. So, what kind of boundaries do you know? What kind of expectations do you have? What kind of relationships do you see us having? You have this discussion. You talk about these things so that no one is going to come back and say, I didn't know about that. You never told me there was a problem with me having another girl for a friend. We never talked about it. No. Talk about certain things, because you can't assume that common sense is common with everyone and just come up and say, I thought you would know. I thought you would know. People are always, like I always say, we're not mind readers, and we are raised differently. Our backgrounds are different. We can't all come and assume things the same. So when you're in a relationship, make it clear. Sit down, discuss your boundaries, your morals, discuss your principles, discuss your expectations, discuss your strengths, discuss your failures. Talk about all these things. Talk about your fears. My worries are this. My strengths are this. This is what gets to me. This is what triggers me. Talk about all these things because you're trying to get to know each other. And you come to a point where you now sit down. Let me not digress too much. Let me get back to what we're talking about. You come to a place where you now begin to tell the other person, I didn't think it was a problem me having this partner. And let me first of all actually emphasize on the ladies, because the ladies are the ones that find it easy to say, well, he's just a friend. Well, we just met. Well, just because he calls doesn't mean there's anything going on. Well, just because he texted and said this doesn't mean, why is he texting in the first place? Why is he calling you after 8 in the first place? What are you discussing? You don't do business together. You don't work together. You don't do things together, even if you did work together. But let me try to focus on this so that I don't get off track. Why are they doing this? If you called that person after 8 and the wife picked the phone, do you think the wife would be comfortable and say, oh, it's just a friend that was calling him? Or if a woman called your man at that time and they had this, hey, how are you doing? Oh, no, my day was fine. Oh, no, the kids are fine. Oh, no, this is okay. Oh, no, I just worked all right. And you discuss all these things. Do you think that you're going to be comfortable if someone called your man and did that? And yet you find it easy for you to go over and say, these are the boundaries that are there. I don't see anything wrong with me having a male friend. The only simple question is, what do you want them for? Do you want them because it's just fashionable for you to have a male friend? And I've heard these people that talk about it like it were a normal thing. He's just a friend. She's just a friend. These are the things that slowly begin to bring in rot in our relationship, and our relationship begins to decay slowly because of the things that we are bringing in, because of the people that we are bringing involved and getting involved in this. Let me tell you something. You get someone that is from the outside, your relationship is not free of problems. Your relationship is prone to trouble and struggles and all these things that every relationship goes through. If you stand up and you have a male friend out there, or you have a female friend out there that you think you can confide in, you will tell them about your relationship. You're going to discuss these relationship problems with them and tell, you know what I'm going through? I don't know why he talked to me last night. I don't know why she did what she did last night. I was just trying to do whatever. And you have this person. Once you have the opposite sex to have to run to, your relationship is gone. Because that person is going to begin to sympathize with you. Why would she treat you like this? Why would she talk to you like this? No, you are such a good guy. Why would she do that to you? I don't even understand why a woman would whatever. And you will also go on the other side, and this guy is telling you, why would he treat you like that? You don't treat a woman like that. I wouldn't treat you like that. I know if he's treating you like this guy probably doesn't love you. Or can I tell you something? If this is how he's treating you, there's another person in the picture. You are both coming home impregnated with thoughts and information that is dangerous and that is not good for your relationship. But this is the kind of information that you bring in the house. And now what do? You begin to observe each other. Let me see if what he said is true. Let me see and now you become suspicious of your spouse, and now you start to repel against your spouse. Why? Because you are thinking, yeah, I think he was right. I think there's someone that he's seeing. Look at the way he's behaving. Yeah, I think he was right. This girl has a problem. There's something fishy that she's doing. Look at the way she's behaving. Exactly the way the friend told me, or exactly the way the other girl told me she would be behaving. And you begin to carry these things and you begin to go ahead with these things. Why? Because now you have caused in these problems that you cannot resolve. Where did the problems come from? You brought in a third party. The only people that you tell your problems are, first of all, yourselves. Try to sort these problems out by yourselves. You don't have to involve anybody by yourselves, unless the problem is out of control, where both of you are not mature enough to sit down and resolve these problems on your own, then you can involve another party, and this party usually has to be someone that is far much older, someone that is probably more trained in this area. Some people go to psychiatrists, some others go to pastors, others go to their parents, and you have all these people that you have to discuss these issues with. But don't go tell someone that is your potential rival about your relationship. Don't go talk to somebody that you know is interested in you, or go and talk to somebody that you know is your potential partner about your problems. Why? Because they're going to turn them against you. They're going to paint that person bad. They're going to paint her in a certain way you've never seen before, and when you look at her in that light, you are going to fail to look at her the same again. And you are eventually going to be thinking, oh yeah, the other person is actually much better. Look at how she gets me. She understands me. Look at this guy. Look at the things that he says to me. He calms me down. He knows how to handle me. Even when I react in this way, he knows how to bring me back together. And you begin to get all those things. And you mess your relationship up. Why is a man so insistent on you not having a relationship? Your man is so insistent on you not having a relationship because he understands men. He's a man. He understands men. He knows that a man is not going to be friends with a woman for no reason, just for fun. What kind of man is that? A man is not going to say, we're just going to be friends, and you start discussing issues with, oh no, we're just going to hang out or whatever. That's why you, especially you millennials who are up with this bestie nonsense. Oh no, he's my bestie. No, she's my bestie. Where did you get that nonsense from? Your bestie is supposed to be female. Why is your bestie a boy? Why is your bestie the opposite sex? Why has she got to be a girl? Hey bestie, what kind of nonsense is that? Then you grow up and you bring that in the relationship, and you come into the marriage with your bestie attitude, and you start having those problems. Because you have become so dependent on outsiders sorting your problems out, you get in a relationship, you don't even see the need to sit down with your spouse and sort those problems out. Why? Because you grew up with besties. Cut those besties and begin to practice knowing how to handle problems between the two of you. Sort these problems out between the two of you unless they're just out of your hands. When a man tells you you can't be friends, or maybe a man tells you you can't go out this late to go and have what you call fun. No, I just want to go to the club. I'm just going there chilling with friends. No, it's my birthday, we can do whatever. No, it's my friend's birthday, so we are going there to chill and whatever. You're going to chill at the club on your birthday. And you get up and you go to this place and you decide this is what we are going to have. The reason your man is telling you don't go to the club is because he knows what happens at the club. If a man is going to allow you to go to the club, there must be something wrong with him. Because the man knows what happens at the club, because he knows the very reason why he himself goes to the club. He doesn't just go there for a drink. He doesn't just go there to hang out with the boys. No, he's looking around. He's seeing this. He's seeing a lot of different things. And you think that a man is just going to be looking at different women and just say, well, I just came here for the drink. This is none of my business, so I cannot fall down in these boundaries. No, eventually he's going to fall. You know why? Because the Bible says, let him that thinks he stands strong take heed lest he falls. You can't be so sure about yourself, you have to throw yourself in danger. If a man lets you go over to the club, and I have heard this thing of people saying, no, you know what, my friends are allowed, they are given these moments where they can go out and just chill with the other girls at the club and whatever. If a man is doing that, how do you know? And now you want your man to be like that man of your friends. When your man becomes that, why do you think your friend is allowed to do that? Maybe it's an opportunity for her man to also hang out with other girls. So now you want your friend to be like that man, and you want him to also allow you to go so he can also go and hang out with that friend of yours. Let me tell you, when you begin to create these gaps where you're supposed to be together, you decide to be out there doing whatever with the boys, out there doing whatever with the girls and hanging out whatever in the name of, no, I was just with friends and whatever. You are missing those opportunities of you bonding together. When your relationship gets boring, like it always will do, find a way to work it out. When your relationship seems like it's dragging and you don't want each other, you don't like each other that much, find activities, rekindle that fire, find a way to deal with it. The only way that you are going to light up the fire that is dying is by adding more wood to the same fire. You are not going to say, okay, this fire is dying, so now let's go and start another fire somewhere else. This one is already dead. No, you're going to look for wood to come and resuscitate the same fire that's there. And that's how you keep the fire burning. So don't stand up and start looking out for this. Oh no, actually I just need my me time now so I can breathe, so I can have a breather. You are having a breather from what? You are in this relationship. Learn to breathe underwater. Don't try to put your head up here for, let me put my head up here for air and do whatever. No, learn to breathe underwater. You chose to be underwater. Learn to breathe there. What are you going to do? Find ways in which you're going to. Are you going to carry an oxygen tank underwater? Carry it if you must, but stay underwater. Don't come around every now and then. So what's going on outside? So what are people doing? Every person that cannot settle becomes a big problem. And once you begin to do that, you become double standard, because now every time you have a problem, you look to go out. Every time you have a challenge, you want to go out. No, I just want to go and chill by the lodge. No, I just want to go. I just want to go for a drive. No, I just want to go with the boys. We're going to watch soccer on the Copper Belt and whatever. And you know what you're going to do there. So now you have this idea of always looking for escapes, and you become accustomed to looking for escapes and looking for way outs every time you have a problem in your relationship. That kind of relationship won't last. When a man tells you he does not need a man around you, the other reason is because he's building his boundaries. Every man that is in their normal sense protects their territory. There is no man in the world that is not territorial. That man is a woman. Because every man is going to have his territories and is going to know, this is my domain. Anything that comes within this domain, I break their head. This is where I live. This is where I have decided to constitute my life. So any person that comes around this boundary and tries to breach this boundary is in for it. And that is how a man thinks. That's the reason why he's not going to allow you to just go out there, throw you to the deep end and watch all these lions looking around and lurking and think that they won't devour you. They will. Do you know the reason why most of the time you go out there and you come back tired? It's not because you were dancing. It's not because you were drinking or whatever. It's because you have seen so many. You have smiled at so many. You have made contact with so different men. Your mind is so confused. When you get home, you know the only thing you're going to say? I just want to have a shower and sleep. Why? Because you have come from this toxic place and you fail to fit in a place that is normal. So now you are looking for something to escape from. What is that? I'll have a shower and I'll sleep and I will reboot in the morning when I wake up. I hope that my mind clears. And you are a man. You let your woman go out and club and do whatever and is coming back home 11, 12, sometimes even after midnight, and you sit back and think that nothing happened. Maybe they didn't get physical with anyone, but someone got her number. Someone was smiling at her. Someone was doing whatever, and because of that, she comes home with that kind of mindset, which is different from you that remained home or was moving around trying to do something productive. And you sit back and say, well, she went to have fun. You are either not serious about her, you don't love her, or you just are not interested in your relationship, or maybe you are just fed up on her. Because any normal woman will know, my woman cannot do this. Any normal woman is going to know, I have a man. There is no way I'm going out there to entertain other men, dressed in whichever way I'm dressed, dancing on the stage, entertaining other men and calling it fun. I just did that for me. I just dressed up for me. You can't dress up for you. We all dress up for other people. That's why when we are going out, we go out looking presentable. Are you telling me if there was no one in the world, you'd go out of that door looking the way that you look? The way you look at home most of the time when no one is watching is how you would go out if you didn't care about what people thought about your dressing up. There is always a reason for everything that we do. Your man tells you that he understands men, and he knows that even if you say this is just a friend, he knows, no, I would never be just a friend to a woman. Eventually something's gotta give, and I cannot allow my woman to be the one that goes in there and call that a friend and insist they are just friends. No man believes you are just friends unless this man has no control over you, unless this man doesn't care about you, unless this man is just tired of trying to tell you over the same thing over and over again, and he finally decides, well, let her do what she wants. You know what let her do what she wants means? It means I would do what I want as well. You know what that means? It means this relationship doesn't exist anymore. This relationship is over. That's why people stay in a relationship and it died a long time ago, until it finally dies physically. Well, that's my 2 cents on the dangers of having the opposite sex for a friend while in a relationship. But then again, what do I know? I am just a clergy farmer.